Good day, everyone. So our case study, or the title of our case study, is Managing the Unexpected Resilient Performance in an Age of Uncertainty in Hospitals Departments. So the challenges in hospital departments are medication errors, surgical errors, healthcare associated errors, and diagnostic errors, and so on. So consider organizations such as hospital emergency departments, which have to cope with extraordinary situations on a regular basis. These organizations have learned to deal regularly with challenging and disruptive events. They have adapted so that to react appropriately to the unexpected situations. They recognize that planning can only take an organization so far. After that, the way it responds to crisis determines its success. Your company can learn from the way these high reliability organizations respond to crisis, and more generally, you can use their organizing principles in your own organization. So in our contingency plan, um, you need to monitor small failures, accept simplification, remain sensitive to operations, develop and maintain a commitment to resilience, and practice deference to expertise. So the relevance of these contingency plans to those challenges is that number one, monitor small failures. So the relevance of this is that if something minor goes wrong, organization organizations don't just shrug it off. Examine its small failure in the organization's management to see if it indicates a failure in the system. Organizations ferret out causes to make sure that small malfunctions are not signs of larger fault. Imagine what might go wrong and where it is likely to happen. Then the second contingency plan is accept simplification. Simplification is good and necessary. You need it for order and clarity, and for developing routines your organization can follow. The third one is remain sensitive to operations. You have or you need to stay focused on the actual situation as it is happening. And then the fourth one is develop and maintain a commitment to resilience. When the pressure is off, you might be able to believe that you've developed a perfect system that will never have to change. Organizations know better. They regularly put their system under incredible stress, and unforeseen circumstances do arise. Encourage people to share what they know and what they learn from crisis. And the last one in our contingency plan is to practice difference to expertise. So, to increase your organization's difference to expertise, focus on what the system knows and can handle, rather than taking pride in what you are or any individual's knows and does.
So the next case study is entitled Farmers Rice Cooperative Upgrading Rice Production. So are three challenges that the rice production are facing nowadays. So the first challenge is about technology or machines. So technology is usually the first challenge that comes to our mind when we talk about the 21st century. So today, everyone is walking around with a smartphone. The speed at which technology is progressing has changed everything about life in the modern age. So, with all the technology comes the financial challenge of staying current with tech. Without the right gear, businesses may not be able to compete with others in the realm. So, for those trying to pin down a strategy for success in a long haul, it is impossible to know that technologies in innovation will enable, but also how the others may capitalize on innovations to better their business. So it is not just the advent of technology that is all issue for companies, but it is about how others will use tech to force their competitor hands. So one of the challenge of the rice production is lack of infrastructure or lack of machines. So ang production sa rice karon is need nagmagamit og machine, dili na presaw na nga kanang from the start nga magtanom sa rice is kanang tao lang pwede ra ang mga tao, pero karon is need na siya machine nga para mapadali ang process sa rice. So one of the challenge sa Philippines kay ang ilang rice production kay kuwang sila kanang machine kintahay. Unlike sa other country is complete sila mga machine, which is ang Philippines is nagsalig gyapon sa supply sa rice sa other country, which is pwede raman nga ang Philippines mo'y mag supply or adto ra ta magsalig sa atong rice. So one of the challenge is lack of technology. So the second challenge is the environment. So when we talk about the environment, it is all about the weather, especially nga it is all about the rice production. So climate change may have its detractors, but few can argue that weather events are happening more frequently and with greater consequences, and each climate event comes with real costs and a domino effect. So consider a flood and how it has effects not only locally but on any distant customer or consumer or business that relies on that region for products or services. So one of the challenge of rice production is ang panahon. So naisay is especially na bagyo. So kanang mo ni ang ilang challenge kay if nay bagyo is so madaot nay possibility nga madaot ang ilang anang production sa rice. So mo ni ang one of the challenge of having a rice production. So the third is about the politics. So politics must always adapt to the times. Politics goes much further though because it controls everything in the cost of doing business regarding taxation, trade tariffs, land use, emissions laws, labor regulations, and beyond. So anticipating what regulations may change is impossible because there are so many variables that could change overnight and impact companies in unpredictable ways. So the third challenge of having a business like the rice production is the politics. So karon is kanang ang politics mo yung naghawid sa tanan, sila nag-control from the taxation sa mga bayron nun, and og walay mando sa politics sa mga higher is dili jud ma-achieve sa company ang ilang goal. So same sa Philippines, they don't have enough supply of machines. The Philippines cannot afford to buy the machines needed to the rice production, which is badly needed sa mga production kay para dili na ta magsalig sa mga import sa laing country. So kay og magsalig tag import kay kanang murag ma-stop if ever nga ang kanang higher ang politics murag mag-control sila sa kanang dagan sa pag-import o export sa mga product diri sa Philippines. So it is nice na ang the higher sa mga politics when it comes to politics kay ang ilang goal is to have a permanent or kanang mahatagan og enough supply ang rice production or need nga ilang isupport ang atong rice production diri sa Philippines para dili na ta magsalig sa import sa other country kay ug magsalig tag import kay na possibility nga murag kuan like pag last month is kanang murag na stop ang supply sa rice tungod some other issues. So kung ma-stop ang supply sa kanang rice is murag mag-anam og saka ang kanang presyo sa rice kay gamay na ang supply ang niabot dire. So kailangan nga ang supply sa rice is ma-cope up sa kung unsa ang demand sa kanang people. So need jud nga kanang it is needed that the politics must support the rice production in the Philippines.
As for our recommendation, so as you move into implementing new activities, follow a small wins strategy, focusing on attainable goals. Start with the after action review, in which people compare what they did in a crisis to what they intended to do, why it differed, and how they'll act in the future. That's all. Thank you.